Good morning. Geraldine Nunez Martinez.
Where are you employed?
I'm currently employed with the Tampa Police Department.
And what is your job title?
Crime scene tech.
What are some of your duties as a crime scene tech?
We respond to crime scenes. We document the scene through photography. Then we collect, process, and preserve the evidence.
When you say process, preserve, collect, what does that look like?
We collect different types of items of evidence. We process for fingerprint, DNA, and then we preserve the evidence by packaging it correctly, making sure that nothing gets cross-contaminated or anything like that.
Are the items that you collect typically individually packaged, and then are the packages annotated in some way?
Yes.
And how is that?
We package by putting them in envelopes or in a box, anything like that, individually.
And when you say that you are preserving the scene itself, does that include taking photographs there?
Yes.
Were you involved in an investigation that occurred in the area of East Fowler Avenue on June 23rd
Yes.
of 2024?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And I'm going to take you a little bit out of order because my understanding is, what was your first call? Where did you go first?
I responded to an apartment complex first.
Okay. Can I take you a little bit out of order and ask you about the La Quinta?
Of course.
Okay. I'm going to show you what has been marked as 21A through O.
I do.
Did you take these photographs on June 23rd of 2024?
I did.
Were you called to respond to 3701 East Fowler at this La Quinta here for a specific documentation of a room?
Yes.
Your Honor, at this time the state would seek to admit the remaining exhibits 21A through I.
Any objection?
No objection.
Okay, admitted.
When you first arrived to a scene, publishing states 21A, is it typical that crime scene will document the exterior of the location that you're processing?
Yes.
As it relates to a hotel, does that mean the overall exterior of the hotel?
Yes, and then numerical.
And then,
Numerical, like the address.
okay, yes, to document where you took the photos.
Yes.
Understood.
Mr. Harmon, you need to learn to whisper.
Sorry.
It's all right. Go ahead.
In this particular case, were you asked by one of the officers on scene to come and help to preserve actually a room?
It was to photograph the room and collect some evidence from the room.
In showing 21C, did you also receive a request to photograph the exterior for potential damage to the exterior as well?
I did.
And were you directed to that room?
Yes.
Was that room 201 inside of the La Quinta or the La Quinta?
Yes.
In showing you 21D, is this a close-up that you took on that exterior to document any kind of impact from the exterior of that room?
Yes.
Did you have an opportunity to enter that room and see whatever it was that the officer asked for you to document as well?
Yes.
As it relates to your overalls, you also indicated that you will document the specific room, and you did that here again in 21E.
That's correct.
And in 21F, will you take overalls of the interior of the room as well?
Yes.
Upon actually going to or locating the site that was represented to you from the officer as having potential evidentiary value, did you find something on one of the beds in the room?
Yes.
In showing you 21H, can you tell us what that was?
There was two fragments, one on the bed sheet and then one on the floor.
And is that what's indicated here with these yellow markers?
Yes.
Were those placed by you in taking these photographs?
Yes.
In looking to 21I, is that what you are referencing here?
That's correct.
Now, in these, we have some kind of a scale on those yellow markers. In 21J, is this that same object?
Yes.
Was there a physical object that you were actually able to remove from this marker?
Yes.
And was that what you've mentioned as the metal fragment?
That's correct.
Did you do the same in documenting 21K on the floor of that room just under the bed? Or just
Yes.
near the bed?
Yes.
Were you also provided from Officer Hansis a baggie with a metal projectile or fragment inside of it?
Yes.
Did you have an opportunity to also see that item, 21M?
Yes.
Now, I asked you to go a little bit out of order. You initially had some involvement in this particular investigation in responding to an apartment complex.
Yes.
Would that have been in the area of 3104 Oaks Drive?
I believe so, yes.
What was the vehicle that you were processing? Do you recall?
I believe it was a Nissan, or
When you got to that scene, what observations did you make and how did you begin to process?
I began, there was a vehicle parked in front of the apartment building, and I began by photographing the vehicle first. And then I processed for prints, and then I collected evidence.
This particular case, you would have processed that vehicle on the scene.
Yes.
Okay, so are there some instances or times in which you will process a vehicle at a different location?
Yes.
And can you explain a little bit about that?
Sometimes a vehicle will be sealed at the original scene and then impounded to our impound lot, and then we would process at the impound lot.
Are these the photographs that you took from 3104, the apartment complex, excuse me, of the Nissan Altima?
Yes.
Do you include with your exhibits, or excuse me, with your photographs, a copy of something as your first page typically?
Yes, a case summary. Yeah.
On any given day in your role as crime scene, do you have the opportunity sometimes to respond to many different scenes?
Yes.
Let's talk about 31A, what we've just talked about, a little summary. Is this what you utilize, at least as the first picture before you start, to give yourself a reminder and to let us know
Yes, that's
what
right.
you're photographing?
Yeah.
Okay. Having had an opportunity to see this summary, is this the set of photographs that you had taken at 3104 Oaks Drive?
That's correct.
And do you recall that being on the same date
Yes.
of June 23rd?
Yes.
That just would have been, because it's my fault, I took us out of order, before you actually responded to the La Quinta.
That was my first scene. Yes.
In 31B, is this the vehicle that you responded to process?
Yes.
Is this as the vehicle was when you arrived?
Yes.
Did you have an opportunity to access the interior of the vehicle as well to document any potential damage there?
I did.
In 31C, do you recall what area of the vehicle this would have been?
This is the radio screen.
And what were you documenting here?
Damage, and I believe I collected a fragment from there as well.
Would that be 31D?
Yes.
Can you show us, please, what you're referencing when you're talking about the fragment that you collected?
Do you want
Actually, I might make this a little easier so you don't have to stand. How about 31E?
That's the fragment that I collected from.
Would that have been you taking that fragment?
Yes.
I may not have that for all of them, so let's see, 31F.
That was damage. Yeah.
When you actually respond, are you working with law enforcement that's in charge of the investigation, so the detectives or the other officers, to ascertain at least an overall of what potentially occurred?
Yes.
Do you make decisions based on your training and experience on what to document or collect, and based on what the officers direct you to?
Yes.
Do you receive information from the detectives about documenting specific items, such as this car?
Yes.
But you also can use your judgment in what to document.
Yes.
31G, were you able to document another potential impact point inside of that Altima?
I did, yeah.
Was there anything actually collected from this particular area above the control panel?
No.
Were there some areas of the seats themselves inside of the vehicle that you were able to document, 31H?
Yes.
And in 31I, did you have an opportunity to document the back of the seat as well as the passenger side?
Yes, that was more damage.
And again, these yellow markers that were placed were the defects that you noted in each of those areas.
That's correct.
31J. And I think we talked a little about this, but you take overalls and then closer and closer until you're actually able to get a close-up image of each of the items that you think may have potential value.
Yes.
Again, here in 31K, still the passenger seat or the rear of the passenger seat?
Yes.
Were these additional defects in that same passenger seat?
It was just a closer picture of it.
Did you have an opportunity to document some fragments, 31P, in the rear of that Altima?
Yes.
And in 31R, is that what you documented here?
Yes.
Now, you said you also collect from the scene when you're processing these items. After it's photographed, you've collected that as well?
Yes.
And do you impound that somewhere?
I do. Yes.
31S, did you also have an opportunity to document the rear window of the Altima?
Yeah, that was the interior side of it.
And is this as the vehicle was when you arrived to process it?
Yes.
Lastly, did you document the trunk of that Altima in 31T?
I did.
And now I know I've shown you a slim selection of the photographs that you would have taken. Do you typically take hundreds of photos from each scene?
Yes, I can.
After you processed the Altima, we've heard that you responded to the hotel to document room 201. Did you have some additional involvement in this case?
I did.
And what was that?
I responded to the TPD impound lot for a search warrant on a vehicle.
Is this one of those instances that we spoke about that the vehicle would be brought to impound for additional processing?
Yes.
Are these the photographs that you took of the black Dodge Charger at the impound?
Yes.
So for these items that were processed at the impound lot, we'll start with 67D. For this vehicle here, the vehicle itself on scene, would you have been the person that went to this vehicle at the Home to Suites or outside of the Holiday Inn and actually processed it there?
I did not.
Would that have been another member of the Tampa Police Department's crime scene unit?
Yes.
And is that unusual that one would document at the scene and another would document back at the impound lot or at evidence at headquarters?
No.
You work together as a unit?
Yes.
Now, can you tell me in 67D here, the vehicle looks to be covered in some kind of cellophane-like material. Why don't you tell the jury what that is or about that if you can?
That is a crash wrap that we use in case if there's any damage to the windows. We seal the vehicle so that we don't lose any potential items of evidence that's inside the vehicle while it's being transported from the scene to the impound lot.
Is that why we see some yellow stickers already on the outside of the vehicle as well there?
The yellow stickers was to document the damage to the vehicle.
Is there some limited processing that occurs when you're going to transport a vehicle like this of the exterior before it's transported?
Yes.
Is that to preserve any potential items on the outside of the vehicle?
That's correct, yes.
These things would have occurred before you received the vehicle?
Yes.
And ultimately, once it arrives at impound and is sealed, is there some kind of indicator in showing you 67C on the vehicle that tells you who sealed it for your records?
Yes, the white sticker on the doors, that's the seal, and it shows that it hasn't been broken since I got it.
In your processing of this vehicle, were you able to determine that there was an impact point in state 67F as it relates to each of the yellow stickers on the exterior?
Yes.
In showing 67G, was this the condition of the vehicle, the tires, the windshield, et cetera, once it arrived at impound and when you started processing?
Yes.
Including what we can see a little bit in the photos as some kind of damage down the left side of the vehicle?
Yes.
When you are actually processing in 67H, the vehicle itself, do you record these yellow markers in some way?
In my case, I just did an overall picture of it, but if I was doing it from the original scene, it would be overall mid-ranges and close-ups.
Meaning if you had been the person who placed them, so the person who placed them would have had to document them numerically type of thing?
That's correct, yes.
You did take overall stills, though, of that vehicle, 67I included?
Yes.
And were you able to document anything on the right tire of that vehicle, 67J?
That was more damage on the tire.
You indicated that you used the cellophane wrap or the wrap for the exterior for window damage. In 67L, can you just describe for us what it is that we're actually looking at beyond the cellophane there that you're documenting?
There's also damage to the window itself. There's sticky notes and damage to the door, and to the pillar itself too as well.
Is this material that's applied sticky on one side or tacky on one side?
It's sticky on the side, that is sticking to the actual vehicle.
Does this allow for the glass to stay in place if you have to transport the vehicle?
Yes.
Okay, so the way it's shattered there, it would have still been intact when you received it?
Yes.
Once your overalls for the exterior of the vehicle were completed, did you have an opportunity to photograph the interior of the vehicle?
I did.
So you would be the person that actually documents and breaks those white seals you testified about?
I did, yes.
In showing you 67 in, can you tell us what view from the vehicle you documented?
This is the driver's side, front side.
And again, I'm only going to show some limited photos here, but you run the same process that we talked about in your earlier scenes. Far away, then some close-ups of any potential items of value.
That's correct, yes.
Did you also document the backseat of that vehicle in 67O?
Yes.
As you move around the vehicle, do you move essentially in order, so drivers front, drivers back, and move around the car in that way?
Usually, yes.
In 67P, did you have an opportunity to move around to the passenger side of the vehicle?
Yes.
The items of potential value that you note in the vehicle, did you collect those things after photographing?
I did, yes.
In state 67Q, what area of the vehicle are we looking at here?
This is the center console.
And just as we did with the other vehicle, did you have an opportunity to document the trunk of that vehicle in
Yes.
67R?
Yes.
Did you have some additional involvement? I know you said you worked together with other crime scene units. Did you have some additional involvement back at your headquarters in processing evidence?
I did.
Or impounding evidence, excuse me.
I did receive evidence from another CST.
Do you, as crime scene, often attend autopsies at the medical examiner's office or transport materials from the medical examiner's office for potential investigations?
We do. Yes.
And do you, if you don't attend it, have the opportunity to assist others in impounding it or logging it or labeling it at your agency?
Yes.
In the event there is an item that you log or label, do you also document that in some way?
Yes.
Did you have an opportunity in this particular case to log the items that were collected from the autopsy of Charles Jones?
Yes, I received those items from CST Cruz.